In this video, you will learn how to use the tails, degrees of freedom, T and P, to determine whether the null hypothesis can be rejected. For these types of questions, you will be given 4 pieces of information: the degrees of freedom, the p-value, the t distribution, and the number of tails, 1 or 2. You can use the degrees of freedom, p-value, and tails to read a t distribution table to find the t-value at which you can reject the null hypothesis. For example, with a degree of freedom of 6 and p equals 0.1 in a two-tailed test, you can reject the null hypothesis when the absolute value of t is greater than 1.943. Let's look at an example. At a degree of freedom of 10, suppose t equals 2.34. For p equals 0.01, can the null hypothesis be rejected on a two-tailed test? Why or why not? In the row representing a degree of freedom of 10, the value for a two-tailed test with p equal to 0.01 is 3.169. 2.34 is not greater than 3.169, so we cannot reject the null hypothesis. Take a look at a second example. At a degree of freedom of 8, suppose t equals 1.96. For p equals 0.05, can the null hypothesis be rejected on a one-tailed test? Why or why not? Find the row representing a degree of freedom of 8. Now locate that column for a one-tailed test with p equal to 0.05. 1.96 is greater than 1.860, so we must reject the null hypothesis. Now you know more about using t distribution, p-values, degrees of freedom, and the number of tails to determine whether to reject a null hypothesis. Thanks for watching.